90.3 KEXP. You're listening to Electronic Audio Oasis. My name is Sharlese. I am the host and producer of the show, but I am co-producing this show with host tonight, Alex Reuter. And it's now time for a live performance by Raica here on Audio Oasis on KEXP. You're listening to live music by Raica here on Electronic Audio Oasis on KEXP. Chloe Harris is your real name, and Raica is your project.
That's right.
That we're hearing right now.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming here today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, this is
really
great.
nice.
And for listeners, later on, you'll be able to see the live visuals that I'm watching all
So
over
cool.
Raica by Coldbrew Collective, who you've worked with in the past on a music video for one of your tracks.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
How did you guys meet each other?
Through the motor people. I really liked what they were doing at many of the motor shows that I've been to. And I just thought with the kind of thing that they did, I liked how it was analog, and I liked the idea of it being kind of, I don't know, weird, trippy visuals without being like harsh blocks and things. And I don't know, just there's a liquid movement to it that I really liked, and I just thought it would fit with the sound.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Yeah.
And you are from here. You're from Seattle. And you have such a great history, Northwest history. And I kind of wanted you to talk about that a little bit. So one of my age markers was 14 for you in electronic music, but it goes before that.
Yeah, I was given a Kraftwerk record when I was little from my dad. He worked or had a record store, and I really liked robots when I was little, and Kraftwerk Man Machine just caught my eye, and I didn't know that it was electronic music. I just thought they were cool. They were robots, and turned out to be a really cool album that I didn't put down for like 2 years. And I mean, I listened to pop music too, like Prince and Madonna and all that kind of stuff, but I was always drawn to the more electronic version of pop music. And then when I was 14, I kept stealing tapes from my ex-boyfriend's brother, who went to raves and parties and stuff, and that's how I got into like super rave music.
Did he find out that you were stealing these tapes?
Well, he was stealing my clothes, so I thought it was a fair trade.
Totally. So one of the things that's really special about your sets is that you improv them, and you did that today. Mm. And you go from like techno to experimental to darker ambient stuff. And I'm wondering, how do you get ready for your shows?
I think, well, I kind of try to feel out where I'm going to play. And so, say I play at Motor, I play there quite a bit. I play usually techno stuff, or if I do house party, like I played with you when you're DJing, more techno-based stuff, because it's fun and it's, you know, gets people moving and stuff. And I think at home I make quite introspective music, where this is kind of more of an at-home thing. And just try to get ready for that. But when I play with Debacle, which is Motor's other half of them, they like experimental music and noise, and they're a bit more they have more challenged ears, I think. So that's when I really get to go for it and do some weird stuff that, you know, I don't think most places you can do that. So it's really fun.
So how did Raica come to be?
I DJ'd professionally for 13 years, something like that, around the world. And I just started feeling like I was making music, I was making dance music and stuff, but I wanted to do something more my own thing. And I've had all these keyboards, and I was like, I need to use these because they're awesome. And so I started just playing around, and then I got some more analog stuff and realized how much I really liked it. And so I went and, I don't know, just started fooling around and made a thing, you know, and I the name comes from something kind of silly. It's a girl. She's a model. She's a model, and I just really like her name. She's a Brazilian name, and it's actually Raica, but I like Raica.
Yeah, I like Raica.
Sounds kind of mean, but nice, you know.
Yeah. So you've collected the gear for Raica for about 20 years?
Yeah, I started buying gear when I was 16, and kill me. I had a real 303, and I didn't know that I had a real 303. I didn't know that they were special, and I got rid of it. Just an idiot move. But yeah, so I always wanted to make music. Like I wanted to DJ to learn how to make the music that you could DJ. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And then I don't want to say stuck DJing because I loved it, but I just got really into it and DJ'd for a long time. I've always collected music and loved making tapes and stuff for people, so it was a natural progression, really.
So you're building your own modular synth.
Yeah.
What's that like?
It's really fun because you get to choose your own like modules, so parts of the keyboard.
Yeah.
Instead of the keyboard coming as how they've decided. And that's really fun. And it's hard. It's a learning process for sure, but it's really fun, and I really like it. Like, this is analog. It's an analog sequencer, so that was kind of my start. And I have some other analog gear that was my start at home. And I don't know. I just wanted more control over what I was making, and I wanted to build my own synth. And I don't know. It's really fun.
So will that synth be a part of the Raica project?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm trying to make that happen as soon as possible, but I want to make sure I can really control it and know how to use it first. So
in other interviews that I've read, you like all different kinds of music, and I'm wondering, how does that influence this project?
Well, I basically I love electronic music. I'm not much of a rock person or a real instrument person. I don't know. It's never done much for me, but I like a lot, I like some bands and stuff, but I don't know, I think taking from, the more IDM-y side and more experimental side, like listening to Autiker when I was little and Aphex Twin and stuff, you see that everything doesn't have to come in a 4/4 beat. It doesn't have to be all the same. It can change quite dramatically, and that really is an inspiration for this, like where I do have rhythms and stuff because it's all sequenced, but it's not so just one-dimensional, I guess, kind of, I hope.
Yeah. Well, I also wanted to ask, I read something where you mentioned that people think dance music is easy because it's a pattern, and that's what's boring about it. And I wanted you to talk about the exciting parts, because you have a track that I am so in love with, Tiwi, and I find it to be like in my ears, it has this fractal way of processing in me. And so I wanted you to talk about what the exciting parts are.
Well, I mean, I think there's exciting parts in dance music in that it's very rhythmic, and it can really draw you in, and it can be quite hypnotic, and it can be very, very, in the same way, groovy. But I don't mean just like house bass. I just mean it can be very groovy in your mind and in the sounds. It can be very atmospheric and stuff, and really take you to a hypnotic place. But I think that the patterns in which it has to follow to be a big famous song is really boring, and I don't think things have been as challenged as they could be. Like, I listened to this music because it sounded like future music to me, and not now, but for a while it seemed like it was pretty stagnant. But I do feel like it's changed quite dramatically in the last couple of years. I feel like people are doing different things with it and challenging the way that sounds are, distortions coming in, you're getting a lot more sort of people doing their own styles of house and techno, where I don't feel like people felt like they could do that a little bit ago, and I think that it's really changed quite a bit now. So I don't know.
Great. Well, speaking of all that, would you like to play some more?
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
You're listening to Raica on Electronic Audio Oasis on KEXP.
One sec, I got it fandangled. That thing.
You are listening to a live set by Raica here on Electronic Audio Oasis. And Alex and I co-produce Electronic Audio Oasis to celebrate Decibel Festival. And Chloe, you are playing this year's Decibel Music Festival.
I am lucky enough to play.
What are you looking forward to most?
Just the whole thing, really. Having that many people doing electronics in the city is really fun, and vibing off of everybody. And I think it's a really cool place where you meet lots of people that are into what you're into. And I don't know, musically, there's a lot of great music.
Yeah, and Coldbrew will be doing stuff during Decibel as well.
Yes, they will.
Yeah. And you, just a couple of quick things to close this out. You have an upcoming song on a label called Future Times.
That's right.
And how do you say the name of the track? Makimba?
Makimba.
I was close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makinba.
I have gotten a chance to play that on Expansions.
Thank you.
It's a really great track.
Thank you.
And then you also have your own label.
That's right.
Which is really great, Further Records. And you put out stuff from people from around the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about the label?
Me and my husband do it, and we do it out of my house or our house. And it's something that we're both really passionate about. He loves that kind of stuff. He loves sourcing things. That's basically what he loves to do. And being able to work with cool artists that we really enjoy has been really fun. And we just ask people that we really like. If we like your music, we'll ask you. And we get demos too, and some of the demos have been really awesome. We look for everything though. We're really varied in what we want to have on our label. We never wanted to be a genre type of label. We wanted to be able to explore sound. That's why it's called Further.
Cool.
So, yeah.
And digital and vinyl?
Yeah, and we do cassettes too sometimes, and we're basically just into art, so we might put out a book at some point. That would be fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then you have a cool project with Tim Mason of Midday Vale and Master Musicians of Bukkake.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we've just been creating sort of weird electronic environments, and I don't know, it's really fun. I really vibe with him really well, and I feel like we're making something different, and he usually uses all his modular stuff, and we have quite a few in amongst ourselves Waldorf gear. I really like Waldorf a lot, and he has some Waldorf stuff, so our sound really interesting and combine together really well. So I'm really excited about that project, actually.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, this has been really, really great. I have this way of putting myself to sleep. Sometimes it's like something that I think about, and I have always fantasized about having a space disco where you make robots dance.
Yeah.
So if you'd like a residency, it's available to you.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
Coldbrew can do it too. Yeah. Thank you very much. This was really awesome.
Thanks
it was lovely to have you here. Yes.
Thank you.
You just heard live music by Raica here on Electronic Audio Oasis on 90.3 KEXP Seattle.
Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.